Thank you, Vicky. That's very, very kind. I love Hit Talks already. It's fantastic. I just want to say, everyone so far, honestly, a few of you mentioned it actually, and I think it was Richard that said there's like a vortex of how everyone's connected together in what they're expressing. And honestly, like every one of you, from the talk from Carl with love to the talk from Richard and Nikki, every one of you have actually touched everything that's gone through my life in a strange way. But it's lovely. It's lovely to hear, because it means we are here for the right reasons. And thank you, Vicky, for creating this. It's a beautiful place already. So I just want to talk to you about finding this Spartan within. I call it my little Spartan, and it sounds strange saying that. And it was born literally, like my son, from the way my son was born, a little strong little warrior. But for me, the little Spartan is something within us that we all have. To others, they might call it a different word. It might be your spirit. It might be, God in you. It might be, strength and, or the strength of perseverance. It could be hope. But for me, it's my little Spartan. And I truly believe we all have a little Spartan within us that's always born at the same time we're born. It's in us. It's not physical. It's an energy. And it sounds strange, but it's an extra strength that we've all got. And as children, we've got it, and we don't realize we have it as children. And it can kind of it can disperse in life, I think, as you grow older. And for me, I found that happened in my life. So whilst I was younger, I was like most children, happy-go-lucky. You do everything. You think you can. You think you'd never break your leg if you jump off a tall building. You think you're Superman. You can do anything you want. You got every bit of hope, and you can literally create the world that you want, whether it's imaginary or living it out. You have got that power within you. But as we grow older, we get pushed, sometimes through society, but it's actually a lot of the time from ourselves, into a path that's not entirely fulfilling of what you could be. And for me, sometimes I've realized that it takes a real hard shift in life, and that could be a whack from the back of the head. Something happened to you, something happened to people you love. It can take a massive life event sometimes for you to really either break or really become strong again. And for me, the little Spartan's there always for you, and everyone's got it there. So what is the little Spartan? I wrote a little book called The Little Spartan, My Little Spartan. And I say literally on the title, it's got embrace your strength to find, embrace your struggle to find your strength. And that's pretty much what it is. I truly believe you have to embrace the struggle. You have to be aware of where you are, accept where you are. That could include forgiveness, like we did to the midwives that made my son severely disabled. For many people that don't know, my son was born completely healthy, came home healthy, and a midwife made a mistake that left him blind, deaf, spastic cerebral palsy, non-verbal, literally just taste left. And it was really hard. And we went through a lot of other struggles. There was cancer scares, and my wife's father committed suicide. There's been a lot, and it's hard to sort of like think about it and think that you could get through a lot of these things. But we ended up having PTSD, literally. I thought that's the sort of thing that you get if you're in the army, you know what I mean? But it affects people in many different ways, but we had it. And the reality is that I had to find something, I had to survive, and it took a massive hit. Now, a lot of people talk about they go to drugs or alcohol to, for me, it was food. So within a couple of months, I actually put on 3 stones. So for me, it was food. And I just stuffed down that food to suppress all the feelings. I was killing the little Spartan within me. I was killing it. But, there is a power within us, and you've got to unleash it. You have to make that decision. It's up to you. And I just want people to understand that at the end of the day, you can be the creator of anything you want. Like Vicky mentioned with property, within 10 months, I went to a decent amount of property and a net worth that I was really happy with. But actually, it's not about money. It's not about anything like that. This year alone, I actually sold a lot of the property because I feel there's going to change in the market. And I've sort of, you got to do what's right for you. It's not about what you think's right for you. So I found that for me, unleashing the little Spartan within me, my inner Spartan, gave me the strength. And I believe everyone has that within them. So what is the little Spartan and how can you find the little Spartan? Well, first of all, whatever position you're in, you've got to remember the date. I call it, they say save the date. So my son was born in May 2012, 18th of May 2012. So that's the date. And I call on it as my why, my reason why. So when I think of things, when I'm struggling, I just go back to that and what he went through and how he's still alive now. Okay, people might say he's lost a lot, but he smiles, we give him love, he's enjoying life and, as much as he can. And that gives me hope and happiness. So you've got to manifest that. So everyone has this, and you could be seeing it in the religious context. You can see it in hope, but it's something I truly believe, an energy, something within us called in Spartan. And I think that many of us underestimate our power. We think we can't do anything. I'm dyslexic and I wrote a book. I've actually written a screenplay. I'm writing a movie on it, a fictional movie on a fictional one. So it's a disabled child that becomes a superhero. Something different for a change. Yeah, so it's my son, but they've changed the name slightly. And I just, and actually, instead of like, you got Batman, you got the person that helps Batman, the butler, that's my daughter. So I've put the main characters are women, because, and the main character is a disabled child as well. So it's not really me. I die in it trying to help him. But anyway, the point is, I want to change things. I want to get my message out there. I want people to understand that there is hope, there is possibilities. You can do anything you want. Like Carl mentioned it earlier, it's all about love. I love the NHS. We never hated on them. They made a mistake. It left my son severely disabled. It's left our family severely disabled, going on holidays, doing normal things, been very, very difficult. But as long as you keep going back to save that date, you can literally bring up your why. Save the date, bring up your why, and you too can find your inner Spartan and unleash it. You've got to embrace that struggle to find your strength. And that's the message I want to say. And before I go, because I've got about a minute or two left, I just want to say there's one quote that from Jack London that I want to just read out to you. And you've probably seen it. It's an Ace of Spades quote. It's very old, Jack London. So life is not always a matter of holding good cards, but sometimes playing a poor hand well. Now think about that. We didn't have the ace card, but we're still in the game and we can play our cards as well as we can. And it's how you stay in the game that counts. So I want you to remember that when you really want to pull out your inner Spartan, that hope, that strength, remember to find it, the clue, the tip, save the date, look at it, don't dwell on it, and use it for strength to move forward. And you too can play a good card.